Hello and welcome back to this ecom case study for the journey. This is video 2, and in this video we're going to look at choosing a brand name. Now obviously there's a little bit of creativity required here, and you definitely want to try and remember that you're going to be focusing a lot on Instagram audiences, which is generally a slightly, not just Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook. Obviously, if the niche requires it, then there'll be words that you'll know that are related to that particular niche. Like, for example, let's say you were building a store that was around... so let's say, for example, you were going into, say, the skateboarding or surfing or snowboarding or any of those extreme sports, which all make great niches, by the way. Windsurfing, kite surfing, stuff like that. And I've actually done a kite surfing store in the past as well, and it's a really good. These are really good niches because the products are usually fairly expensive, quite good profit margins on them. So a little extra tip for you there. And those, even though they don't come up in the top sort of 10 niches on Instagram like we just looked at in the last one, they still have huge followings. You can build an absolutely amazing surfing, kite surfing, snowboarding, skateboarding sites that will have massive followings on Instagram, your YouTube channels, maybe not so much Pinterest, but certainly on YouTube and Instagram, you'll be able to create massive followings on there in those niches. So I digress a little bit. Basically, you could use words like rad, for example, which is only really used by people who are in that niche. So what I'm getting at is that when you're trying to come up with your brand name, including words that are kind of exclusive to that niche is a really good way of doing it. Now, we're in the pet niche, so there are some things we could do. One of the things you do is you can go to thesaurus.com. This is what I like to do. I like to sort of try and find... you want to keep it very short and memorable, so you want it to be really no more than 2 words long. Now, mine was easy to brand, the fitness code, because obviously I have the code programs, and I knew that I was making that store as sort of like an example of making e-com stores, so fitness code worked perfect. And then the brand tagline was like cracking the code to life, which all just went perfectly well. That store kind of brand name kind of built itself. Now, in this case, you were going to have to come up with something. So you could go to Thesaurus and you could type in the word animal, for example. And you've got, not some of these, not so good, but beastly. Let's try animals instead. So beast, creature, pet, mutt, critter. These could all be potential good ones. Then you might want to sort of think of another word that could go with it. So you could choose, like, some of those could be critter, mutt, or pet. I would think are pretty decent ones that you could go for. And then you want to go for a word which would tie into it somehow. So maybe like the word friend. Buddy. So you could have something like pet buddy. Now then obviously you've got to make sure that pet, any of those really, to be honest. What was it? Mutt was another one. Mutt pal, mutt mate, mutt comrade, not so good. Mutt chum, not so bad. Pet chum, pet pal. I mean, that will definitely be gone, and I think that is actually a brand, because it's if that's not a brand, then it it absolutely should be. It sounds a lot like PayPal as well. So, but any of those, pet buddy. Now, in the UK, we have a TV program which was really popular, and there was a particular scene in it where one of the characters was they were sort of mocking this guy for having a friend that was outside of their circle, and they were saying the word friend. So it was like you know, they basically, we're treating them like a child, and they were using the word friend, oh, friend, kind of thing. So we've thought that maybe getting that in there somehow would work really well, because friend, Fwiend, is actually sort of a bit of an online word. It's a bit of a jokey way of saying friend. So we're looking for petfriend.com. So we want to go then to wherever we buy our domain from. So petfriend, like that. Have I spelled that right? I've not spelled that right, have I? Let me check. IE. I've not spelled that right. Petfriend. Alright, so petfriend.com is actually available, and they've even got, probably because it's Black Friday, BFTLD reg, perfect. We're building this on literally the day before Black Friday, so we're in luck. So we've got petfriend.com. We're going to add that to cart. We're going to view item. We're going to check out. Oh, because I kind of cheated a bit. We already knew we were going to go for this, to be honest with you, before I made this video, because we had some chats about it. So that promo code is already there, so we can actually get this for £3.73, which is about $5. So don't worry, we will have already purchased this before you get to watch this video, so nobody can steal it. So basically, that's a pretty good way of coming up with brand names. In the next video, we're going to look at making a logo for this. And then we're going to buy this domain, we're going to put it on a hosting account, cheap basic hosting account, and we're going to install WordPress, and from there we're going to build a site out as the ecom case study goes on. And obviously when we get to parts where it's further ahead than this store is, then I'll switch to fitness code and show you some of the stuff that we're doing over there, which is a little bit further ahead. Okay, so thanks a lot for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next.